Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be working in the back garden and I've got some good, some bad and some ugly to show you. So let's go and have a look around first. First we'll do the good, which is my Heinz tomato plants in the back garden have finally ripened, started to ripen anyway. I've got a fair few fruits here that are starting to ripen, which is great, as I know that blight is around the place for other people. So at least I'll have something from here. And the Heinz tomatoes are delicious. There's a hole in that one, but it will still be usable. So I'll do a harvest from here. But also these ones here, well, they need a good old staking up because they've come apart again. But these are called pink something, well, I'm not sure actually, pink something or other, and they're really big. If I can just, let's go try this back one here. So these have started to ripen up as well, and leaves keep getting in my way. Right, so I can't really give you a good show of it at this sort of angle, but suffice to say these are monsters. For me, these are the biggest tomatoes that I have grown. So that's good. Here is the bad, although I'm not quite so sure how bad it is, but I can show you this plant here, for instance. Now, this might be blight. These are potato plants. So it might be blight or it might be natural dieback. I'm not entirely sure which one is which, because they do actually look really similar. Well, to me they do anyway. And it's only really this one that seems to be looking like this. Well, no, actually now I'm looking over here. That one is too. So I'm not sure whether that's blight or not, but I might just cut all the foliage back now. These are my main crop. Everything here is main crop. This side here are not Maris Piper, Cara. They are Cara. And then this side here is Desiree, whichever way you pronounce it. And some of them are poking out of the soil. Well, actually, that's come away from its parent plant. I'm not quite ready to pull these up yet, but I'm not quite sure what to do about it. I don't want to lose the whole crop, and if there's blight, I don't want to get blight spread into my tomatoes, do I? So, ooh la la, decisions, what to do. And now on to the ugly. You can see here, these cabbage whites are actually getting into my my brassica cage here. These are my overwintering brassica cage, and here is the ugly right here. Hopefully you can see through the netting to see how decimated this sprout plant has got. It's not showing up very well, is it? But maybe if I stand back a bit. So I can see they are munching their way along. Fortunately, it just seems to be these two sprout plants at the beginning that seem to be suffering. Although there's one, you see the one there. So I need to take the netting off, get in there, take off quite a lot of the leaves, see if I can take away as many of the caterpillars as possible, give it a spray with that grazers, which makes it unpalatable for the caterpillars to eat, so it kind of like gives them indigestion, as it were, so they don't want to eat it, and then put the netting back on. However, I do need to do that a bit later on when the cabbage whites are not around so much. Oh, and I also need to harvest the rest of this coriander, because then that will look tidy. And I am debating whether it's worth putting the netting back on, but then maybe I'll have pigeons. Oh, who knows, who knows. So that's the ugly. We shall continue the good, the bad and the ugly theme in my greenhouse, because it's got blight, which is weird because my outdoor tomatoes don't have it so far. Let me show you. You can see on the stem here there are brown patches. The leaves are brown, and the fruit has been okay though. I've just done a harvest, but yeah, it's all sort of like not looking so great anymore. So I class this as the bad. I think the ugly is probably how little care I've actually taken of these tomatoes this year. It's I just never caught up after going away on holiday, and it's all sort of, the garden's just got a bit unwieldy, and I need to spend a good 2 days sowing it. But yeah, see, this is really weird. This one is, well, I don't know if that's natural dieback, to be honest, but let's say it's blight. It's weird that this one is so badly affected. The Brad's Atomic are not, but I don't think they're blight resistant necessarily. And then, so these two Mamand here look like they've got it, but these ones over here, they still look okay. So these ones are not doing too bad. I mean, everything's going to get blight in here now. I can't prevent it. I'm just going to grow the plants on and keep them going as long as I can, because there's a fair few sweet million to get off here. So I might as well limp them along now. I haven't really, I mean, I had planned to grow some cabbages or collies in here, or maybe pak choi over the winter in this bed. But they're not, I haven't got them ready to go in yet, you know, so that I might as well just limp along what I can while I can. But sad times. Here is the tomato harvest I just did, and it's a good one, so I can't complain. We've had some tomatoes, some people haven't had any this year, so I don't want to be complaining too much. We've had a good amount. I mean, obviously I would like to continue, but we've got to be grateful for what we've got. So yeah, that's the tomato harvest from here today. This is how the garden is looking at the moment. Very weedy paths, things need harvesting, things need sorting out. Some of the beds need weeding, some beds need harvesting. So I'm going to set you up on a tripod and do some before and after shots, and hopefully we can get this garden back into some shape. The garden mostly tidied up now, much more pleased with how it's looking, all neat and tidy, easier to harvest like this. And if I just come around to, I've even done the flowers, so I've deadheaded all the dahlias. I've put in the extra sort of surround we have for the chickens, so they can weed that part for me, because that was getting out of control. I still have my pots to tidy up, but it's far too warm in the sun at the moment, so I'll do that later. And here is now my overwintering brassica veg, and what have I done? I have decided to leave the netting off for the time being, because it's just easier for me to see what's going on with it when there's no netting on there. The butterflies were getting in anyway, so the netting wasn't working. What I need to do is buy a net that will cover the whole of this rather than putting bits together. So yeah, this kale has come back already. It's that's looking great. I'll just, oh look, this interesting little bug on here. Wowzers. Hello you. Right, you eat all the caterpillars for me. I think I've got most of the caterpillars. I can see some cabbage whites on here now. I'll just have to keep an eye out for those yellow eggs and take them off when I see them. Here is the harvest for this week. I've got a red cabbage, some carrots, some spring onions, some green beans. This might be the last of the green beans. Some raspberries, a couple of gherkins, those very large tomatoes that I showed you at the beginning. They are huge and they are delicious. They are really nice. Pink German, that's what they were called, pink German. Some cucumbers. These are Beth Alpha cucumbers. They are very nice, very sweet as well. And then these are the Heinz tomatoes. Some I've picked that have just started to blush because they will ripen on my windowsill, and I thought if there's any blight around, then you know I won't lose the tomatoes that have started to ripen. So that's this week's harvest. So that's it from me for today. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry this has been a little bit patchy, as it were. It was just it's all so busy at the moment. I could only do photos of what I was doing because I was just doing it as and when I could get around to doing it. So hopefully the next one will be a bit more of me doing things around the garden. That's it from me for today. Thank you very much for watching, and all I can say is lovely job.